is a pretty solid one that gets bullied, but not as much. Valentina and Fredrin will be picked up first, though. They want to secure a better mid-lane trio before going to the gold and XP.
No Yu Zhong here. I'm quite surprised by it because it's quite straightforward, you know. If we're talking about Season 10, Yu Zhong usually be the insta pick here for the third pick, but it seems like now Fredrin and Valentina will be the option, but RRQ now, what will they go for here?
If we're talking about season, did you say season 7?
10.
Season 10? Well, in season 8, every time we see a Farsa pick, it's either the Yu Zhong or the Alice, right? So we'll see. Will that come through once again? But RRQ here now, they do have the chance to, if they want, deny that pick, take the Yu Zhong for themselves. But no, they still stick to the Lapu Lapu pick here for Banana.
3 games, 3 Lapu picks for Banana here.
Reminds me of Matt, in a sense, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Starlist has a comment. Oh, too fast for me to read, though. RRQ, second phase. They should ban the Yu Zhong here.
I think banning the Yu Zhong is very, very good, can be very good right now because of obviously the Farsa, but also getting rid of the gold lane presence is solid, right? They can go for the Moskov ban right now to give Melissa a bit more space to play with. If you ban the Moskov, what are you gonna go for, Brody? Irithel? Oh, please don't go for the Irithel.
I want to see the Irithel pick.
You just want to see the world burn.
No, I just want to see you upset. But here we go, RRQ. No, that's what I mentioned. This is what I mentioned. I think either the Yu Zhong or the Alice could be a potential pickup for Bigatron. RRQ, they're going to deny that pick away. But even if they let that go, oh, never mind.
Yeah,
they already have a gold laner and a mid laner. Because I was thinking, you know, just leave the Alice open. Pick up something like the Lunox that can shred, or even the carry. But because of the 2 blocks already in the first phase, that's not a possibility that they can pick up for a counter towards the Alice. So Bigatron, they're going to respect Albert once again, the Hayabusa, the Ling, the... what else? The Lancelot perhaps could be an option for Bigatron once again.
Definitely, right? I mean, the Assassins are still up for grabs. Ken can also play the Assassin really well. The Ling can be picked up by them, actually, to dive into the backline, maybe with a follow-up here. But with the Alice ban, I find it quite strange because the Fredrin has already been picked up. Sure, it can be placed into the XP lane, but I'd rather face an Alice rather than a hero that can really go head-to-head against the Melissa. The reason you pick it up here, they go for the Arlet, a good matchup against the Lapu. But again, there are a lot of heroes that do really well. And in game number 1, Lapu won against Arlet, you're right, the Yu Zhong. They're taking this away, I think, because of that vengeance that can get through the go away, but like you mentioned, Yu Zhong can also get through the go away. Final man being the Ling, so no Assassins this matchup as well. Probably the Lancelot. The only thing still up for grabs in the Assassin department that can work.
I really don't understand why they don't ban the Yu Zhong here, but RRQ, let's see what will they pick up here. Akai might work just like they did in game 1. They pick up the Akai, and if not the Akai, hero for Vin. I'm looking at a possible Atlas. But Kufra,
is picking. Works too. Because I was thinking, because Bigatron, they have a really heavy dive comp right now, right? With the Fredrin, the Valentina as well, who should go for the dive, as well as the Kaja that wants to go in. I think the Fatal Links would have been a really good disengage or counter-engage tool against Bigatron's aggression, but they go for the Kufra. It serves the same purpose, depending on perhaps positioning. I think you would know more about this, Gani. But Bigatron here in the second phase, they are still waiting on to the next two picks. But Superkid has a little comment. The vibes, MPL's vibes are far more exciting than MDL.
You should watch the Bigatron vlog, man. It really feels like a kid entering the MPL for the first time. Super wholesome. Super cute. And here, it is going to be the Paquito. Oh, that goes to the jungle, I believe. But that will mean... I'm not sure. I don't really like the... I really think that the Lapu or the Paquito in the jungle works better than the XP lane, but it can certainly work. They pick up a carry as well into the Melissa, and that's going to be the Martis. So, yeah, I think with this, Fredrin has to go to the jungle. There's no way the Paquito faces off against the Martis, and that's going to be Cerezo on the Paquito. Paquito versus Lapu, that matchup, level 1 to 3, pretty similar to basically a glue. Lapu is going to have a very hard time, but once he gets level 4, he will be able to perform and even play out in these team fights a bit better.
Well, we'll have to see, right? Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The draft has been set. The heroes has been picked. Who do you got? Bigatron Alpha or the Kings of Kings? The Sang Raja, RRQ. Who will grab it? Who will take the dub? It's the best of 1. Portal, please open and let's enter the land of Dawn.
Let's go into the portal, the land of Dawn here, as this is going to be the deciding game of Bigatron Alpha's fate, whether or not they stay in the playoff run or they have to fall into the red zone. And you can see here with both of the compositions, I'm a little bit torn, right? Because in the previous 2 games, I would say that Bigatron has the clear-cut better draft, but this time around, it's a little bit mixed.
It is. It really is. I think in this game in particular, wait, Albert actually, I think, miscalculated that. He did not get that jungle camp, and he will miss out on a little bit of XP with Chorizo taking it from him. So just a little win there for Bigatron Alpha already pretty early on, with Chorizo putting some more pressure in his XP lane and rotating, even dishing out some damage. Supercam actually finds the lethal as well.
Well, we'll see here, right? As the game, first minute here, quite passive, I must say here. Just poking and trading skills.
Here's well the matchup though. You can expect Melissa to absolutely bully the carry because she has a better skin, man. MLBB X Jujutsu Kaisen right here.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Should be. Looking at these skins, right? It's a Nobara skin. It's a Nobara skin. I love it. You love it. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out as well. You got Julian, you got Yin. I think you also have one more skin. Julian, Yin, Melissa,
Xavier.
Xavier. Gojo.
Oh, yeah, the Xavier's really nice.
No, the Melissa's better.
Yeah, they're all pretty good, but I get it, right? The Melissa has like that, what is it? I don't know, it's like
Puppet.
it's like a puppet.
Yeah, she does the muddles.
It's like levitating next to her. I don't know what that
you're right.
is. But
It's the
pretty
voodoo
cute.
doll.
Ah, it's a voodoo doll. But
Scary.
I see here, Banano.
Opening up with the bravest fighter here. No commitment just yet. On towards Super Ken
Love
just to
damage.
zone him away. Is that too soon though as Q enters and with the Divine Judgment makes space for Super Ken to take the turtle. Bin will go down. First blood for BTR. Chorizo now. No resource thankfully. Take a look at the backside. Super Ken now. Already with the invades, they will steal the orange buff. Clay needs to be careful here. But yeah, Super Ken will claim the orange buff, no problem.
Oh, very aggressive by Bigatron Alpha, and honestly, very well done by Key. He used the Divine Judgment at the right time onto Albert, of all people, and he wasn't able to get the retribution in time, opening up space for Super Ken. As Key, though,
Oh my god, no flicker. Albert will pick up the kill.
It's pretty rare that you get to see a Fredrin, though, winning in the farm department when it comes to clearing the jungle camps over a Martis who was built literally to try to counter the Fredrin. Anti-CC, that's what Fredrin has in his kit, the CC, that gets kind of countered with the anti-CC that Albert has with the Mortal Coil. And again, Chorizo, wow!
Whoa, take a look at the talents prediction as well here. A turn, wow,
The Kingdom?
they're alone.
no, I'm not the Kingdom.
All right, why'd you go for RQ?
I just think that with this current stakes at hand, RRQ with the composition that was given to them, they do have a lot to work with. Once again, it depends on the execution, but I like the Farsa being in the mid lane. I think she clears a lot faster than the Valentina. She does have a little bit more range as well, depending on a Moreno, and I just think that with Moreno being on the Valentina, RRQ should be able to work around it and actually make him a non-factor, because a lot of the times when Bigatron Alpha goes for a heavy team fight, Moreno has a lot of impact when he's on a different hero, but if they can shut down the Valentina like they shut down the Valentina from RRQ last time around, they might have a better chance in those team fights, but that's later on in the game.
3v2 bot side here. Play popping that feather low. Using the mortal coil to escape, but Banana will force the flicker from Moreno. No engages, no casualties. More space again for the red robots.
And Btr Alpha are playing it really well into their strong side. Meanwhile, RQ doing the same thing, but the Melissa has not been able to really fully bully Socket. He's going to be caught here, has the flicker to get out, and Btr Alpha, not only did they secure a turtle, they secure a proper position for Chorizo, and also they stole away the orange buff from Albert, who is now 3 levels below Super Ken.
2,400 gold lead right now for Btr Alpha as play here looks for an engage onto Chorizo. And this is what we were talking about, right? The EXP lane matchup. I think Chorizo is going to be able to roam around a little bit easier and faster than the Lapu Lapu. But at this point, 1v1, I think Banana should have a better chance. But in the bottom side...
Oh my lord, Skylar with the go away. Still surviving.
Oh!
Moreno canceled.
Wow.
Finn now, take a look at the movement. Moreno, Finn, flicker rage onto Ursu. No clear follow-up damage. So Albert will be taken now by Saken. Now they're on the manhunt. Skylar might be vulnerable here. Double kill for Saken. Saken do it now. He can. Btr Alpha, 2,500 gold lead.
Plot twist after plot twist, right? Oh my god, Vin goes in for the Tyrant's Rage Revenge. It gets cancelled by the Divine Judgment by Keep, but he still was able to get it onto 2 members, but unfortunately the follow-up wasn't there. We gotta see that again, right? Let's take a look at the instant replay.
Once again, it's brilliant micro plays happening, and Skylar just being so low. RRQ not understanding that Skylar cannot participate in this team fight led them to their demise. Super Ken with the Appraiser's Wrath. You need to understand that if your main target is Super Ken, he can always just sustain back up. They did not have the cooldown in mind, and that's what happened. Super Ken can sustain back up with his passive. Look at the little bar, the gray bar in his HP. That's how much he can actually regen by dealing damage.
And he does so much damage, no?
3 levels ahead, that's what happens, right? I mean, Super Ken has been bullying Albert for a reason. Fredrin is so good at oppressing the enemy team, especially when you're on the Martis. This is something you cannot let happen.
Oh, but here,
Oh,
Banana.
Flicker stun onto Chorizo here. He's isolated 5 members of RQ.
No way.
He's looking for him. Will he find the juke? Oh, the damage will come through though. Albert picks up a kill, but a neutral objective on the board cleared. It's a perfect turtle for the red robots. Now, they're on the move in the mid side. Trying to catch up. Moreno canceled again by the Divine Judgment. Wow, Btr Alpha, what was a 2,000 gold lead earlier, now they're looking for 4.
Man, he has it personal right now. He has it personal for Vin. They know that RRQ, they're relying on the engage and the setup from Vin. And Btr Alpha utilize their resources to take that away. And now 4,000 gold lead in the 7th minute of the game. Mirko, what are the items looking like?
The items are looking pretty bad for the side of RRQ, right? I mean, take a look at their composition as well. Martis being behind, only having the Molten Core, and now, oh, wait, Banana wants to go in onto Super Ken.
Connecting with the stun. RRQ though will not commit on towards this more.
Yeah, again, back to my point in the itemization department, only the anti-curse built up, so Moreno can deal so much damage on towards these frontliners. The frontliners are still very squishy towards the side of Btr Alpha, and on top of that, even if they go for the physical defense, it's gonna be Saken who can deal true damage. So I really, I'm questioning that physical defense priority when they could have just gone for the Athena to respect Moreno a bit more.
Oh my god, Flicker whips his flicker. Well, Keith whips his flicker, he gets taken out in a very crucial time as well, and it seems like 30 seconds on towards the Lord. But yeah, it's RRQ now. Wins that fight.
Yeah, a little swap there. I think right now, Btr Alpha. Oh, Moreno gets taken out. And that's actually pretty good timing for RRQ. They want to contest for the next neutral objective that spawns in 8 seconds.
Yeah, at first, maybe, honestly, for Key, it wasn't really the worst trade for Btr Alpha. They got a tier 2 up top, and when he died, it was still a bit for the Lord to spawn, but Moreno dying, now that definitely will impact RRQ's or Bigatron Alpha's chance in towards the Lord. The thing is though, RRQ are not really committing fully onto the Lord, knowing that they still are in a gold deficit. They're going to utilize Skylar to actually pick up a tier 1 up top, getting more map pressure for the Cupra.
Oh my god, Sorizo. He got snoozing. He gets taken down early. 5v4 Bigatron. They're forcing a fight though. They need to be careful here. And it seems like Sorizo will still go down for 20. Banana, gold, no clear follow-up damage. Again, Albert now moving on to Supercan. Vin charging. Will not be able to catch anyone this time, but Banana trying to find an engage. Oh, the stun connects onto Supercan.
Wow.
Supercan receiving a lot of damage. Albert too. And take a look at the turn fight. Albert might need to retreat. And it seems like no casualties on the board. And Paquito now is back. But what a fight from both teams.
Still going for it here. Clay even utilizing the feathered airstrike. But again, RRQ, they weren't really able to lock anyone down. Why? Because it's all on Vin. If Vin is not able to find that Tyrant's Revenge, there's no real target that is going to be locked down. Bigatron Alpha as well. Notice how they're doing the same thing that RRQ or that Onyx were doing in game or in match number 1. The way that they are just splitting up. They're not letting RRQ go for these AoE properly. Btr are constantly splitting up from each other, forcing RRQ to use a lot of their resources for single target, which is definitely not optimal considering the composition was built around that AoE damage.
Right now, we can see Bigatron Alpha though, looking for an opening onto the map. They have the better setup if they want to go for this neutral objective though. You can see Sorizo already clearing really well in that top side, and that is what Bigatron Alpha has advantage on the Paquito. The mobility, the fact that he can really put pressure onto the side lanes. And RRQ, Banana, I don't think he's going to respect it. I think he's going to go full in for the team fight instead.
Oh, they don't reset it in time. Albert took the aggro.
See now, Supercan here in a bit of a pickle. Oh, take the damage.
Oh,
Vin! Catching one, catching Saka and Banana. Executing him and Supercan still.
Chorizo.
Finding the Lord. Chorizo takes one. But take a look at Skylar. He's free hitting. And he will not be able to be taken down just yet. Bigatron now looks for the fallback. Albert still surviving. It's 1-for-1. But again, the Lord will be secured by the red robots.
Saken there got caught, and RRQ were almost able to capitalize. Luckily, Sorizo, with his extremely important wave clear up top, was able to set up. Let's take a look one more time at what happened. Look at Sorizo, clearing that base to it, giving more pressure and getting the proper flanks. Sure, they do get Saken, but Clay is wide open. Clay gets taken down, and with that, Skylar has to position himself in a point where he needs to cover for his mid laner instead of fully aggressing. That's why Skylar wasn't able to make a play, similarly to how Nino did yesterday with a Savage.
Oh, and now we're going to take a look at the in-game items here by Adunia Games in the 12th minute of the game. Bigatron Alpha still with a very strong 4,000 gold lead, and it's intense, right? The gold deficit from all sides. And you can see that the itemization is also one item behind and in the mid lane as well.
Just a bit of, advantages here and there, but it will all count in the end with Key popping that conceal. And Moreno, what ultimate is he going to steal? Right now, Sorizo again, he's just utilizing this Paquito so well with the mobility and the wave clear. He's always constantly splitting and making or distracting RRQ in a lot of these split push threats.
Taking a look at the gold difference here by Ube as gold. Like we mentioned, there is a clear split in terms of the gold. But honestly, Saken right now, he was dealing a lot of damage, but he's quite vulnerable in the back line like we saw before. He was taken out, and then Skylar was able to dish out that AoE damage that he was built for. At this point, I don't think Skylar is out of the picture. I think he's already got his integral items as well to dish out the damage. And so Bigatron Alpha, they need to respect that. They can't just go in full in onto Vin anymore because we are getting later on in the minutes of the game.
Here as well, though, look at the Lord advantage, right? 2,193 gold earned which basically puts them back to where it all started. The thing that really changed is the map pressure, right? The tier 2s have all been taken down, and even the base turret there in the bottom side has been taken quite low. This will all set up for Btr Alpha to again utilize the split push threat, but this time it will actually be a way bigger threat. If that base turret is that low, even Chorizo can look for a split push that ultimately ends the game. RRQ will have to be even more careful now, and when they're too careful, Vin won't really be able to utilize this Kufra really well, right? He needs to be in a position where he can make those crazy plays happen. If he's thinking about the base while trying to get the picks, it just won't go the way that RRQ wants it to.
You're right. We'll see here again. The Lord has spawned, so both teams, they're looking at it in bot side. The far lane, Chorizo is winning that lane. That might force Banana to respond here. And once Banana shows in map, perhaps Bigatron might pull the trigger. Bigatron now top side, force Clay already popping that flicker. Oh, the suppression comes through as well. The damage is more than enough to take Albert down, the jungler down. So that's a clear, straightforward Lord take. Let's see what will Bigatron grab more. Vin flickers away. RRQ full falling back. Bigatron just wins the Lord.
So unfortunate that the one person that gets taken down, I think it should have been Clay, but Clay was able to flicker out, so he committed onto Albert instead. And it's not bad of a pick either. Literally, the retribution was negated from RRQ. Bigatron Alpha once again being able to pick up another Lord as we take a look at the in-game items.
Man, okay, the in-game items here, definitely something to look at. I mean, look at the power spikes already, and even for the side of Zaken, getting that Athena shield, something that Gani mentioned that's going to be very crucial for the later stage of the game as a carry, but I do really want to talk about that XP lane pressure. Chorizo puts it down. RRQ noticed that, but he still sent Banana all alone. They should send more members down below to, cover up that hole, that mistake or the weakness in their draft. Banana is made to team fight, but when he's forced to use the Bravest Fighter to clear a slow pushed wave, there is no more that RRQ can do. They should at least send Skylar or maybe even Vin down. No, not Vin. Clay.
See, is this the final push of week 4? Bigatron, a base turret number 1, bot side, taken down. But the Lord seems like taken care of here by the side of RRQ. So Bigatron will relieve off pressure. 2 base turrets standing here, but it seems like Bigatron Alpha, what will now? They blew up.
Back to my point, right? Right now, this gives RRQ another chance to come back in the game. Lord, it's going to be in the bottom side now, so luckily for RRQ, they can play through that lane. Thing is, the far lane up top now, like you said, Gani, it is going to be very crucial. RRQ need to utilize the wave clear that Chorizo has been doing so well, has been manipulating so well into the game. Now, for the side of Banana.
Suppression comes through. Immortal pops as well. Banana will be taken down first. Banana squash. Vin now also taken now. 2 members already. 2 frontliners. And take a look at Supercan moving as well. Moreno does not find the connect. It's 3-man standing. But let's take a look here. Bigatron, are they going for the end? It's 25 seconds for Banana. 25 seconds as well for Vin. Base mid turret should be the prio. Feather airstrike to clear the way. Chorizo here holding the minions. And it seems like Bigatron Alpha, they're not able to defend. They're not able to take the base turret. Okay, minions coming in. RRQ, no resources. Afflict their divine judgment onto its Albert. Zaken finding the kill as well. Now 2-man standing. Vin and Banana, they're online now. So it's just a base turret take in the mid. Lord now is up, basically.
But Albert is taken down
Exactly.
for 30 seconds, which means that they aren't going to be able to contest for the next Lord as well. But RRQ, they're out of their base. Are they looking for a contest? Are they looking for a team fight?
They're looking for a cheeky pick.
Delay.
That's what they're looking for right now, right? I mean, take a look earlier.
But look at the top side.
Exactly. This is the risk that they are willing to take because this is the only play that they can look for right now. Banana, again, will be sent solo up top this time with no Bravest Spider. So he is pinned down up top, but he's not even going for it. Clay pops in for the airstrike. They do not decide to commit. They decide that they can still actually look for the defense with their high ground control. Now again, they lack the foresight. RRQ, Albert tried his best to defend the mid lane base turret. That just wasn't worth it at the time. 40 seconds on the Lord, yet he still forced it. And now it's basically a domino effect to a point that it's an enhanced Lord again for the Evolved Lord. My bad for the side of Bigatron Alpha. Looking at Sakin this time, he won't be easily picked up. He has to put a nature and the Athena shield. And even, yes, and the Athena shield.
And the Immortal.
And oh my god, he sold the boots. I didn't even notice that. So, yeah, he can utilize this so well, and he can actually play it a bit more aggressively. Clay flickering already.
Let's see. Oh, suppression comes through again.
Jeez.
And this is Big Atron Alpha, potentially their best. Sakin finding the kill, so he's a popped. Feather airstrike by the Valentina. Will be taken over. Take a look at Skylar. Dealing a lot of that damage. The base is exposed, but it's not taken down now. RRQ, are they able to defend? No! Bigatron Alpha secures game 3 with Sakin taking the dub as well. And this is Bigatron Alpha finding the revenge. RRQ aren't able to sabotage in leg 2.
RRQ